Okay, so this is Justin P. for assignment 6 for graphics. So for the first one for the skybox, it's pretty simple, similar to last week's texture cube. I made some changes with how many triangles there were for each one of these. I'm sorry, how many vertices for each triangle. So last week I only had like 17. This week I added more. So as you can see here, we're all set. There were a couple like little lines for some of the edges, but other than that, it's all set up properly. So there's that. Here was the second question for the terrain model. So I'll go through what it did first. So first, setting up the amount of vertices and the amount of triangles, the thing we talked about in class. So there's that set up there. I just made float values for the X, Y, and Z. I made an offset for how far apart each vertice should be from one, and these are just temp variables for keeping track of things inside of the loop. Well, actually, this one is just this. I'll get to that in a second. But anyways, so we've got the double for loop that increments a z value, and inside of the second for loop increments the x value. Then we find the y position here with the line of code you gave us. Then I divided by 255 to get a value between 0 and 1. And then I set the vertice, and then also the UVs. The repeats are added in here. So this is when I put in the second temp. I realized I could have just casted this whole thing to a float here, but for some reason I just didn't. I didn't change it. So it's just a one float value to cast it to a float, basically. Anyways, the next step was winding the vertices. So I had this set up here. I do 2 triangles at a time. So I do one square in the mesh at a time. And then this check right here is to see if you got to the rightmost edge, because I'm going left to right, top to bottom for my vertices. So if you get to the very right edge, go down to the next row and work on that row. So yeah, so that's it, and then I'll show that real fast. It's using the test height, the test value that test texture that you gave us for the height map, so you can kind of see that the test word is being written there, and then the repeats are also working properly. So that is that, and that's pretty much it. Thanks.